Welcome to Inside Abode, ladies and gentlemen. How y'all doing? I'm your host, Dave Jones. We are back for the second episode of this series about athletes and investing. So the first one was sideline story. We got to know Jordan Dam a little bit, and now we're going to talk about 3 things pro athletes should know about investing. So we're going to get right into the conversation. Again, this is episode 2 of the series, a 2-part series on like sports and entertainment and pro athletes and what they should know about investing in real estate and all those things. So with that, I'm gonna bring back my guy Jordan Dam. He's back in the house. He's back on the set. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? How you doing, man?
Man, doing real good. How about you?
I'm doing good. Just like we were just talking, like this week has been crazy. Like I've been like every night I think I've had something. Monday I had something. I don't The crazy part is I don't even remember. This morning I asked Ann, I was like, what did we do Monday night? And she was like, I can't even think about that right now. Like and I was like, so Monday night we had something, Tuesday night I had a Tacoma CTE, like I'm an advisory member for that, and so I had to
Mhm.
speak at like this mingle and jingle thing. And then Wednesday I didn't have nothing, but like I ended up having something that night, practice and dad taxi.
Yep.
And so I had to leave work to go do something there. And then Thursday I had swim meet. Oh, Tuesday was a swim meet too. Yeah, so just being a dad, being a parent,
Yep.
and just gotten events and things like that. So yeah, it's been a crazy week, man. How about yourself?
Man, same. I mean, now that JoJo's starting basketball, so he had basketball practice. Yeah, he got a game tomorrow.
Oh,
Sisters
they already have a game.
tomorrow, yeah. And then
Oh, dang.
sis started dance. So yeah, I mean, just those early stages of them getting all started.
We were just talking about that, like the clip you showed of him making the basket, and how
Oh,
he did that little hop after.
bro, there's another 15 seconds of that. He didn't even get back on D. It was just
He sure didn't.
everyone stopped playing. He just started dancing for 15 seconds. Practice over.
That's so funny, man. Yeah, my boys. I had 2 boys, and none of them hoopers, man. But they played for a little bit. They played at that age.
No, yeah. I mean, we'll see with JoJo. We're gonna put him in everything, but right now he really loves baseball. If you ask him what
Yeah,
to
that's
do,
what he
that's
said.
the
He really, yeah.
yeah,
Didn't you play baseball? You
yeah.
played
I was
baseball, didn't you?
yeah. I was
Yeah.
better. Actually, fun fact, I was better at baseball than basketball. Way better,
Okay. Yeah.
better.
Why
And
didn't you
then
play that?
so when Howard first got the job at Wilson,
Mm-hmm.
he kind of came in and like set it straight, like, hey, you guys are doing these spring workouts, you guys are doing summer fall ball. And at the time, like I didn't have no guidance, but it was like, man, I was like, all right, well, I can't play baseball. I just got to focus on hoop. Otherwise, you're telling me this dude's not gonna play me during the season? Like, so I stopped playing baseball. I remember my coach being like pissed, like, "What do you mean you're not playing?" Like, and then I think that's my only regret in life is not sticking with baseball because all the people off my club team, I had a teammate that moved to Michigan, and he got drafted out of high school, and
Oh,
it's probably
damn.
my it's probably my one regret not sticking with baseball. Like I was supposed to be in the Little League World Series, all that.
Dang. Okay. Well, yeah. And for some context, like at that time, Allward was taking over a program that had talent. Like
Hmm.
I remember Shedrick was there because I was coaching at the same time
Yeah.
at Stadium. So when
Yep.
he took that program over, they're struggling. We were struggling too. So
Yeah.
like we kind of were in the same spot, and so we were on the same tip because we'd talk to each other. I'd be like, man,
Yep.
yeah, we need to get people like dedicated to hoop and like playing year round and
Mhm.
all the things, And so
Yep.
that's what we both were on. So people like might hear that and think like, oh, he was being some kind of way. It's like, nah, they needed to clean the program up just like I needed to
Oh, for
clean my
sure.
program up.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to it because he took over right before, I guess, spring sports, right before baseball season, and then during that time he came in and that's when we ended up getting all the transfers too, like Mikey
Yeah,
Petrie, bringing more in. So it was like, okay, I can't miss the first 4 months of our training and
yeah.
actually meeting the coaching staff and all that type of stuff. So it was one of the things where I loved basketball way more, and all my friends was basketball, and I wanted to play college basketball. I was just way better at baseball, and it's like
Yeah.
seeing these contracts now, and I mean,
Man, the contracts. What, like, when you see these contracts now, like about in baseball and all that, like Otani and whatnot, like, What does that make you? Do you feel like, I mean, you just sitting here saying that you wish you would have stayed in baseball, but realistically, do you think you would have been able to like get somewhere with that?
I think so. I think I would have been league. That's the one sport where it was just second nature. Like you could pull up pictures and videos of my parents. Like they tell me like since I was 3 years old, like I could hit the ball far. Like and I was just a natural
Yeah.
at it. And it's just like I could go months without it, and it was just that one sport that I was a complete natural. And even now, like when you look at if you've seen a guy LeBron size, you can be like, dang, he's built for the NBA. If you look at a guy like
Yeah.
me, like you're not gonna think NBA, but I'm built like a top MLB player. Like like I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
three
Facts.
six four, two
Facts.
thirty, 35 is I was nice.
Yeah. No, facts. Man, I was, did you see, oh, bro, did you see Trey Young when he, did you see Trey Young the other night? So the NBA having the in-season tournament, right?
You're talking about when he rolled
It,
dice on the logo. That
yeah, when he rolled the dice on the logo, did you see that?
yeah, he's
That
wild.
was fire. Like, I think the what do you think about the in-season tournament? Do you feel like it's helped the NBA, hurt the NBA? Like, are you even paying
I
attention?
mean,
Like,
I think it adds some excitement, to it. I think for the young guys too. I mean, they're playing for extra six figures in the middle of the season. I mean, for
yeah.
guys like LeBron, I guess it's not a big deal but I mean, you getting a Vegas trip in the middle of the season if you make the finals. I mean, that's something that all them guys want to do anyway. They get
I
so
know.
I think it makes it exciting for them.
Yeah, no, I think you get moments like that. Like, the
Yep.
court's all crazy. You got
Yeah.
people watching the game. It's on prime time. And Atlanta's not a team that's like on the prime time stage
Mhm.
very often. So Trey Young is the great villain. I love Trey Young.
Yeah.
And so
Yep.
like, yeah, when I seen that, I was like, man, that's one of those moments of why this
Yeah.
exists.
Yeah. That was dope.
Like, yeah, that was fire. It was disrespectful as hell too. Like, I ain't gonna lie. But man, but Trey Young in the Trey Young, bro, like Trey Young in the Garden is just a thing. Like
Oh yeah.
he's gave him a dagger to send him home in the
Oh
Garden.
yeah. No yeah.
Like,
He's a villain in there. He's real like Bane and Joker in there. He's
man, I got a hot take. Like for this stage in his career, he's had more playoff moments than a lot of your favorite point guards.
oh yeah, for sure.
Like literally winning the series. Like
Yeah, for sure.
Dame got one. Dame got his moments too, but I feel like he don't get looked at the same as Dame. And I'm like,
No,
but
yeah.
he's going to the Garden and literally killing them.
Yeah, putting them
I
out
don't
for
know.
real. Mhm.
I don't know. So today we're talking about the top three things, or three things that, not top three, because there's a lot of things that pro athletes should be thinking about when they're investing in. And I was asking you earlier, like, what would you would have told yourself when you were a pro athlete, and in terms of investing and money, you know what I mean, and finances. And so we started talking. But yeah, you had three things. So what's
Mhm.
the first one? Like, what's one thing that they should know,
Yeah.
that pro athletes should know?
The first thing with me is just trying to I think if you could think 10, 15 years ahead right away, that it's going to set you ahead in life, period. Because I know I mean, it's easy to get caught up in just what's happening next in terms of this week, next week, or even postseason. Like, um, or if you're playing overseas, every day you're trying to get a contract just for that season, and then you're waiting for the
Yeah,
next day off, and then season's over. It's like, okay, what am I doing in the postseason? Am I playing the pro am? Where am I playing next season? Instead of like, okay, well, if I do have a successful 10, 15-year career, what do I want it to look like after? Do I want to come back and get a normal job, or do I want to be able to still have freedom and chill and travel? So I mean, if you're, slowly, if maybe that's in investment properties, maybe you want to
yeah,
slowly get some duplex or something while you're overseas, and now by the time you retire after 10, 15 years, you got five, six, seven properties, and got some income coming in. So I think if you could think ahead to what you want your life to look like and start planting those seeds every day, it's that's my advice.
yeah. And I'm gonna say, like, it like reverse engineering it basically is like kind of what you're saying. Like,
Yep.
look at, I I I like that idea, and I would say too, like, it's hard to do that when your job is to play hoop, and
Yep.
it's like you got to kill what you eat when you're in
Yep.
that situation, and it's
Yep.
hand them out. Like, I just watched a clip, Jazz Johnson, J two, he's from Portland, but Jazz Hooper. He went to Portland, University of Portland Hooper, and he plays overseas now. And
Mhm.
he shoots his own content. He's hella good, right? and and he shot the last reel he posted was of him like moving to another team. I think he might have got traded or something, or his contract ran out and he's playing with another team. I don't know. I didn't look into it, but he's just basically that was the gist of it, is showing him like moving to another team. And so I'm thinking about it like, okay, so when I see him doing that, it's hard to think 10 to 50, you know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
understand, but you still got to
Mhm.
do it. You still got to have that in mind. You
Yeah.
can, it's just priorities, prioritizing
Exactly.
and all that.
Exactly.
I don't know. So, so thinking 10 to 15 years ahead, what's another one that you think?
I think if you could save like 20% of your income,
Mm,
it's the way
mm,
to do it. I mean, and most people really can, when in terms of, let's say you are a pro guy, NBA, NFL, you could save that. Or if you're overseas guys, you're getting a lot of your living paid for, your food paid for. So if you could save 20%, and that might go into a savings account, that might be stocks, it might be
mm,
crypto, it could be anything. But if you put that aside, and even if you plan on just, I want to save 20% from this season or next season, I'm gonna use that as a
mm-hmm.
down payment on investment property. I would say just save it, so you're not just using all of it, splurging. You could put aside a small percent aside too to splurge, but
Yeah, you said E. Bowles said, like, shout out to Eric Bowles.
yeah,
Eric Bowles, if for those who don't know, he's from the tag. Like, he's a legend around here.
yeah,
But
yeah,
he
that's
was
my
telling
guy.
you something. What would you say?
Yeah, so
E. Bowles
yeah,
told you?
he always told me to put 10% of whatever I make that month and just spend it. That's my spending money for the
Yeah.
month. Splurge it. So if I want to take wifey or kids, if that's a trip, if that's a staycation, if that's um whatever it may be, I might have had a bad month, a good month. No matter what, 10% of that is going towards whatever we want to do. And it's like, okay, now invest 25% of that. And Eric Bowles, I mean, that's, look up to him.
Yeah.
He's my kid's goddad.
I,
So, mhm.
yeah, that's dope. I mean, I remember, man, E. Bowles, he used to be at the downtown Y runs, like,
Yeah,
killing. That boy he was a bad boy. I was like, man, one day he was all strong and buff and athletic. I think he
yeah.
played for the Jets at the time.
He played for the Jets,
Uh,
played for the Pack. He's still, don't let him
yeah.
fool you. He's still big and athletic. He
Oh
becoming more.
yeah, I know. I already know. He never stopped.
Oh yeah, he's a.
But like I think, but he's been a pillar. Like I know that he's had a lot of those conversations, and a lot of these conversations that we're getting into about
Yep,
athletes investing and all of that. Like E-Balls is a dude that I know has been talking to a lot of people and
for
putting a
sure,
lot of people on game
for
on,
sure. Yeah.
how to manage your money and all that stuff. So shout out to E-Balls, man.
No, yeah, for sure.
But yeah, in terms of saving 20% of your income, like I think that's, and these are things that are like for everybody, not just pro athletes. I feel like when I
Yeah,
hear these,
everyone.
it's
Yeah,
like, yeah, it's easier said than done, but also because we're in a capitalist society, I feel like, and we're told to consume. Like we have all these triggers to
yep,
consume, buy, and it's just like, but we don't get told to save or invest very often. Or save
exactly.
maybe might be a message, but invest is not something that people talk about a lot.
No, yeah,
Like
not
not
at
in
all. Yeah,
education or just
yeah,
general knowledge. Yeah,
exactly.
just
Not
generally.
at all. It's, and like you said, it's just what people are fed. I mean, it's, they don't see a real deal in front of them. Like they see a Black Friday and a Cyber Monday deal, but they don't see, a big drop in the stock market or crypto market being a big deal. And that's
Yeah,
how you got to look
yeah.
at it and understand things.
Yeah, it's an opportunity when you see them dips,
Exactly.
boy. I've had to like it took me what now I'm at year three in crypto, but
Mhm.
it took me 3 years, you know what I'm saying, to like really understand like, oh, okay, the bear market, I know what that
Yep.
is now. Oh, the dip, okay, I know what that is now. And it's been interesting because like in stocks in the S&P 500,
Mhm.
it typically has just since I've been in crypto in 2021, it typically has kind of just gone up
Mhm.
incrementally because it moves slower. It's like a Titanic compared to crypto, which is volatile as hell because
Yep.
it's not as much money in there and it goes up
Yeah.
and down and it's all over the place. But as long as people learn about Bitcoin and they understand the 4 year cycles, like I feel like you can
Exactly.
manage it and navigate it. as long as you don't look at the
Exactly.
day to day, and you just know what the
Exactly. If you
big
look at the day
picture
to
looks
day,
like. Oh, you a wreck, bro. You gonna get
yeah,
wrecked. Like
yep,
you not gonna feel good. Like,
yeah, for real.
but with great, I look at it like if risk reward. Like if
Yep,
you don't want much risk, the reward's gonna be lower. But if you want a little bit more risk, you're gonna have a higher reward. Like
exactly,
it goes both ways. So,
exactly.
and I'm not sitting here saying like invest. This is not financial investment
Yeah,
advice. It's not financial advice. Never what we're talking about here. It's just like what we know and what we're talking about. Like
exactly,
just trying to put you on game on what's out there, and you learn about it yourself. Like
exactly.
go learn. So that kind of brings us into the third thing. Like what's the third tip you talked
Yeah,
about?
it's really just self education. I mean, if you self educate yourself on these type of topics, it could be stocks, could be credit, could be the real estate market. It just you see opportunities when they arise now. So
Yeah,
or
yeah.
even if you're a multimillionaire and you have a wealth advisor, you knowing what your money's going into, and no, like if you have someone that just throws it into a random stock they want you, it's like you could have put that into something else you wanted. Maybe you love Apple products, maybe you love Tesla, maybe it's whatever you want, but just understanding where your money is going, and just the opportunities come. Because I mean, back when I was in college, I had a lot of opportunities come to me, and now that I'm older, it's like I'm never missing out on that again. Like I had someone Bitcoin junior year of college, he was trying to make me buy Bitcoin, and I was like,
Yeah.
what
And how
safety
much
net?
was it? How much was it?
Man, $30. $30.
It
And the
was
dude that
30.
and I'm the hooper in college. People he was a dude, he was probably like 25, 30. He used to come in with like 12 bananas, like like every day. So I'm like, this dude's crazy. He's like, yeah, you gotta buy some Bitcoin, man. And I'm like, what is it? Let me see it. He's like, nah, it's digital assets, man. I'm like, what
He
can you
said, "Let
buy?
me see it."
Yeah, I was like, what can you buy with it? He's like, man, nah, it's like black market, but you can't buy nothing. But it's an investment, man. Trust me. And I'm like, no, man. I'm like, how much is it? He's like, $30. I'm like, man, me and T, it's Tuesday. Me and T is getting half off wings at Dubs today. Like, that's my 30. And then a couple years later, I'm teaching myself about Bitcoin, ETH, everything. And I'm like, damn, like I blew it just because I was
Yep.
uneducated. And that's really all
Yep.
it comes down to. I was uneducated, and I guess it's not my fault at the time. Like I didn't know anyone else that knew about it, but going forward, I'm not missing out on no opportunities with anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Opportunity. And you know what? Like you're gonna get wrecked too, like sometimes. Sometimes you're gonna
Yeah,
invest and not have it, might not work out. You know what I mean? And that's just
for
part of the
sure,
game, but that's where
for
you
sure.
learn too. Like I feel like that's how you learn.
Exactly.
But that's funny about the Bitcoin. Like, yeah, when I first heard about Bitcoin, we had Gabe. Shout out to Gabe Ing. He was staying with us when he'd be in town, and he was mining Bitcoin actually at the time. This was
Oh man.
2016, and I knew like when we would talk about it, I understood it, and I was like, I do believe in this, but I
Hmm.
didn't. The on ramps to get it, it
Yep.
seemed real like I was like, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not trying to put my money and send it to all these places. Like Coinbase wasn't a thing at that time. It
Hmm.
was, but it wasn't like big,
Yeah,
like it is
exactly.
now. It wasn't like, and so I didn't trust that. I didn't trust none of it, And so I
Oh yeah.
think for everybody getting past that trust piece
Hmm.
is gonna be a barrier. Like we're
For
laughing
sure.
about all the I call them normies, all the normies coming in, the retail folks coming into the crypto market now, and I'm like, yeah, I've been here, man. Like I've been
Oh
here this
yeah.
whole time. So welcome though, welcome.
Yep.
And I'm just telling you the rules. Like get a cold storage.
Yep.
Uh, you know, sell probably in maybe no if you just get in now, sell in November 2025. Do
Yep.
yourself a favor, just sell
Yep.
it, man, and then come back. Like,
Yep.
cause I done been wrecked and been
Yep.
here the whole time. So
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I've been wrecked for sure. Like it's
we talk about that all the time. We've been wrecked,
man.
bro.
Yeah, the whole bear. I mean, during the bear market, I was stacking, but I also at the time I had stuff on Ledger, but I also had stuff on Voyager, and
Yeah,
Voyager,
we all know. Yeah,
yeah, got hit.
Voyager, bro. Damn. But like that's again, like talking to people, like yeah, I got wrecked, and I never went away though, like, and that
Yeah.
was important because,
Yep.
and they gave us a little money back, but
Yeah. Yeah.
understanding that, so now when I see it, this bull run, because you're gonna see the same things happen,
Yep.
and I think conceptually, I still believe in the concept that they're trying to sell, or this
Sure.
concept that they're trying to do. It's
Hmm.
just it might not be the time yet for it. That's all. And then
Yep.
greed comes into play, and
Yeah,
it's a
for
house of
sure.
cards, and it came falling down.
Yep.
But yeah, educating yourself on investments, and it kind of goes like with what we were saying is like you're so focused on hoop though too, because as an
Mhm.
athlete, like that's how we think is
Yep.
you don't get to the pro athlete level and to that level by not like being locked in, super
Yeah.
focused and locked in.
Yep.
Do you think that so if do you think that it's beneficial for someone to have someone around them then, like if they're not interested in that they
Sure.
have someone around them?
Absolutely, and it's not someone that's just gonna just immediately just put you on and handle it for you, but it's gonna be new conversations. You know, it's just gonna open the door to new convos where that you might not already be having. Like the conversation I have with you is conversations I have a lot differently with some other friends. It's like I might not be able to talk investing with some other people. You know, so I mean, it's
Yeah,
just getting in new rooms and understanding new things. Like I can't talk real estate with everyone. I can't talk
yeah, yeah,
stocks with everyone. I can't talk business with everyone. So I think just having those type of people around where you could bring up the good and the bad in the markets and just start to understand it. I mean, it's gonna doing something like that even over 10, 15 years. I mean, you're gonna be in a whole different spot in your life.
man, that's real. Because like just like we sitting here talking about Bitcoin, but I
Yeah.
feel like even now Bitcoin is cheap. I'm
It is.
that big of a Bitcoin maxi. I feel like
Yeah.
$100,000 Bitcoin is cheap, like
Yeah.
based on where we're going.
Yeah.
And if there's only 21 million, and all those 21 million, some of them are locked up in wallets that never will get, no one will ever get to,
Exactly.
and so, yeah, maybe we should have a Bitcoin maxi on here someday.
No, yeah.
Bitcoin maxis, I'm a Bitcoin maxi, but I accept everything else though. Like some Bitcoin maxis be so one track minded, they
Yeah,
not
that's
seeing
it.
like
Yeah, yeah.
anything else. I'm like, bro,
No, yeah.
like there's more than Bitcoin out here, and
Exactly.
you know, um, so I agree with them too. At the same time, like I agree with what you're saying, but there's
No,
way
yeah.
more out here, bro. Like,
Exactly.
man, I think those are three good things. So like, you said think 10 to 15 years ahead, like reverse engineering it
Mhm.
and turning it backwards and like keeping in mind what you want to do after. Like, have you seen people come back from playing overseas or pro and doing things that they don't want to do? Like,
No, yeah.
or, you know,
Exactly.
talk a little bit about that. You
I
don't got
think
to put no one on blast or nothing, but
Oh
like,
yeah, but I think a lot of guys do. I mean, because they come back and a lot of people. It's not that they just want a lot of money; it's they want freedom. And when you're overseas, when
mm,
you're playing, it's freedom. It's like all I gotta do is wake up and work out, and go playing
yeah,
games. That's your job. So like you want to be able to still come home, get that freedom. If you got kids, take them to school, go on lunch dates with your wife, that's freedom. So people come home and
yeah,
it's like, okay, wait, what am I going to do next? And sometimes it's so last minute. That's why some people I feel like are kind of sometimes forced into coaching or training just to stay around basketball. It's because they
yeah,
didn't know what to do before they like, okay, well, my career's done. I want to stay around hoop. But if you were kind of planning on it, it's like you could still come back and do that just off love and not being forced
yeah,
into that. So I think that yeah, I've seen it a lot. It's like, and a lot of people, it's not like you're LeBron and retire when you want. A lot of people are forced out of the game. It's just like there's one year where you're pushed out. You might have had an injury, or you just didn't get a contract that year, and that was the last time you played. And
yeah,
then
yeah,
they're still training for the next 2 3 years, thinking they're going to get a deal, and that's what a
yeah,
lot of it is. And it's like, and even when I got hurt, it was like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep training. I'm gonna keep playing. I still think I'm.
yeah,
And then it got to the point where it's like, okay, COVID happened, opened the business, and that was the first time where it's like, I got to think ahead. I got kids now, got a wife. I can't think for myself. I gotta think how this next 10, 20, 30 years is gonna look. And it
yeah,
wasn't basketball. Yeah.
yeah. No, and that's real, man. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, you can still keep playing, but in terms of getting the money that you're getting for playing,
Yeah.
that's probably gonna
Mhm.
dry up at some point.
No, yeah, for
Like
sure.
that's just reality. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I think that's a good tip. And on in this conversation, we just talked about like the crypto market and stuff like that. We know that there's other investment vehicles and
For sure.
opportunities like multifamily properties,
Yep.
or like if you're dealing with like a bigger contract, like starting like, okay, what type of percentage of return are we talking about that you should be getting
Yeah.
on that money,
Hmm.
and not just spending it. So I mean, there's different levels to this. I feel like,
Yep.
when you have like a pro
Definitely.
athlete that has a really big contract
Hmm.
versus someone that goes overseas, and
Yeah.
it's like a little bit different.
Yep.
Um, a little more normal is the wrong word because it's not normal to get paid to play a sport.
Hmm.
That's very special.
Yep.
But like there's just different levels to it depending on
Hmm.
what the money is. You know what my pet peeve is though? What you were just saying, like one of the pet peeves I have is like how you gonna be like a hooper with no jumper, and then you get injured and you come back with still no jumper. Like I've
Nah,
never
yeah, for
understood
real.
that, bro. Like I'm not gonna name no names. I got some specific athletes in mind that play for the Lakers, and I'm like, bro, how you get hurt and you don't come back with a jumper? Like, I keep saying like, yo, when they come back, they better have a jumper.
No, yeah.
They better have a jumper because it's like, what else are you doing? Like, bro, you play basketball for a living. Like, this is all you have to do, and you can't get a jumper. Like, that's the
Oh,
most
yeah.
fun part of the game. Nice at everything else, but like, can't shoot.
No.
I don't
What's crazy
understand
is
that.
I know some people that just can't shoot when the lights are on. Like I swear to you, hey, when I tell you, I've had college teammates when I tell you if they're
That's
in
true.
practice, they're going
That's true.
20 for 20 from three, and they're Steph.
That's true.
And then you get
I,
in the game, and it's air balls. They're clanking. They can't make a free throw. They're
that's true.
nervous, and it's different in practice and by yourself in the gym versus now everyone's watching you on a free throw.
That's true.
Everyone's they're chanting you're at a away game in college or overseas, and they know everything about your family. They're
Yeah.
grilling you. And I know some people that it's like they are cold in even men's leagues or different just settings. But once there's actual fans and
Yeah.
the
That's
light is
true.
on, they are not a shooter.
Yeah, no, that's real. That's a good point because like it's like kind of someone can get a taste of that if they get called down at time for like how you see them people at timeouts and they go out there and they got to do the layup and then the free throw and then
Yep.
the 3 pointer and they be going out there
Yep.
airballing
Yeah,
and
lights is on.
yeah, lights is on. It look different, that's for sure. So
Yeah.
I'm just talking my mess. So yeah, those are three good things though. You said 10, 15, think 10 to 15 years ahead,
Mhm.
save 20% of every check, and then educate yourself on investments. Or like if you got a team, like have someone on your team that's really into that. But also, you still should be up on investing, whether
Yeah,
it's real
yeah. You
estate,
don't gotta know everything. Just
stocks.
just touch base. Just know a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Why
Yeah,
there's so much access nowadays, like with podcasts, YouTube. I mean, there's if you want to learn something, you can find it at your fingertips now. And it
yeah,
wasn't the only time ever that it's ever really been like that in the world.
yep,
Like you
for
think back
sure.
even 10, 15 years, there's nothing like this. Everything's at your fingertips now. So there's really no excuses.
Yeah, nah, for real. That's I mean, I agree, man. And there's never it's never too late either. Like
Not at all.
we're not
Yeah.
saying this like when I talk about this stuff, I'm not talking about it from a place of like looking a pedestal, like looking down on people because I wasn't here even 3 years ago. Like
Hmm.
not to this level.
No, yeah.
Um but when I don't know something or I feel like, oh, okay, I'm a little behind on this, then
Hmm.
that's when I just start like diving
No,
in and
yeah,
just really
exactly. And
learning
that's
every day.
why every aspect I'm still learning right now. There's still a bunch of stuff I
Yeah,
don't know.
same.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah. So, all right. So before we wrap this up, man, I appreciate you coming. Like, actually, we're gonna be together for a while on this tip because we're
Yep.
gonna start a new podcast and it's gonna be
Yep.
on this tip. So everyone should know that. We got a podcast dropping next year. It's gonna not gonna be the Inside a Bow podcast, but it's gonna be something else. Named to be announced sooner than later. I'm working on some other things in terms of some gear and some different stuff. But just know that we're going to continue this conversation on sports and entertainment, investing, and just really just talking our mess about whatever in sports
Yeah.
and music and all the things, culture in general. So the last segment though, put me on. So last segment, put me on is just like, what are you on right now? Like, tell me what you on right now and what's making you happy? What's making you? What's inspiring you? Culture wise, what do you want? Put me on.
Man, with me, I'm watching on Netflix Starting Five. I just finished Receiver, now I'm watching Starting Five. I like behind the scenes type things. I've always been like that. Like I was always a big fan of 24/7 and all access with Mayweather. So like
Yep. Yep.
even now. So now when Tank fights, when Canelo's fight, when those guys fight, I'm watching all the all access stuff. I'm watching the UFC embeds. I like to see the back end work with the training, with family, with and that's what I like to see. That kind of stuff motivates me.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, for sure.
but yeah, I think
What's up, Dale? I see you, Dale. Uh, yeah, we got our first listener. So yeah. Anyway, just I want to. So put me on. You like the top? Yeah. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I see. I was like, oh, we got our first chat. Like, yeah, that's what's up, chat. I see you. Uh, the starting five though. Yeah, that was a dope flip. I love that. Who's your favorite character on that? I say
Anthony
character,
Edwards.
favorite player. Yeah,
Anthony Edwards. He's
I
just, I
say
mean, he's just
character.
real. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It don't matter if there's a camera on him. It don't matter what the situation is. He's just a funny dude. Like,
yeah.
I
Ant's a fool.
no, yeah.
Ant is a fool.
That after I watched that, I ended up going back and watching. I didn't even realize they had all the other stuff like Receiver, like follow
Mm-hmm.
Justin
Mm-hmm.
Jefferson, all them topics. That one's real dope too.
Did you see? Yeah, Dale. I know. I didn't. I recognized once I saw. I was like, I mean, I don't know many other Dales. So yeah, you know what else was dope? On the NBA website, NBA.com dropped
Hmm.
a hella long, like similar to that.
Okay,
Have
yeah,
you
that's
seen
dope.
that? It
I
was
haven't watched.
before the season. It was like a week before the season on their YouTube channel. I think they have a joint that's like 8 hours. Like I don't know how long it is, but it's hella long, and it highlights like Chet and all
Yeah,
these different players,
that's
and they're
dope.
like little 15-minute to 20-minute vignettes, I think. And it's super long. It's hella long, and you just I didn't watch it all in order. I just like slide through it and see who I wanted to see.
Yeah,
And I'm like, oh, okay, they're doing on Wemby. I want to see the Wemby point, and I just slide right to it because it's all like chaptered. But yeah,
yeah,
I recommend that if you like starting five. That
yeah.
joint is dope too.
Yeah,
NBA
I'm gonna
did a
check it
did
out.
a real good job on that. Yeah, man. So what am I on right now? Yeah, what I'm on right now is the J. Cole audio series.
Yeah.
He dropped the audio series last month, and I didn't really know like what it was because I'm a J. Cole fan, and I was like, I've never like an audio series. What's that? And so I started listening to it, and yeah, they recorded this. They had a laptop that they found, and they had recorded this in 2022 of him
Mhm.
just sitting down with their like an engineer and his manager Ibrahim, and just they just sat down and just started talking and talking about the context of like how he came up and what he was feeling at the time. So, but it started all the way back at like how he grew up, and then
Mhm.
and so I was just like, man, this is dope. Like
That's dope.
and hearing his up how he came up, how the first mixtapes, and then as he was dropping these episodes, they were releasing all the mixtapes finally on streaming. And
Hmm.
so you're hearing this story, and then you go back, and so it takes you back. And one of the cool parts about it, though, is like they'll play an old song, and then I'm sitting there bobbing my head, and we're kind of doing it in unison, and it's really cool because I'm listening to the dude that made it. Like it's
Yeah,
almost like you're in a studio session with him. I don't
yeah.
know. It's just really intimate and really vulnerable, and I've never heard an artist of that stature really break down like their hits and their misses and unreleased stuff and playing things that we never heard. And
Oh yeah.
Kendrick, like he played the couple Kendrick joints that him and Kendrick did back then, and talking about that the studio set. Just I've never seen content like this from an artist of that stature. So super dope
Oh yeah,
though.
that's dope.
I
I'm gonna have
highly
to check that out.
recommend it.
I'm gonna have to check that out because that's what I
It's
like too,
long.
behind the scenes. Because I still go on YouTube and watch like studio sessions and behind the scenes stuff with like
Hmm.
Nit, Meek Mill, and those
Yeah,
guys. I like to see that type
yeah.
of stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it's dope. And also, like, so in the whole conversation of the battle and all the big three or whatever this year, I think it's interesting how, like, that counts to me. Like, that is art. That is to take that kind of time and really break down what you're feeling and what you're doing. I'm almost done with the first season. And they're hella long. They're like 2 hours and something long, and you can't
Yeah.
play them at fast pace. So I got to listen to it in real time, which drives me crazy because I always listen at 1.5 or
Yeah.
2. Like,
Yeah.
and hates it because she's like, "Yo, how are you listening? It looks like a squeaky voice." I'm like, I just want to listen fast. I want to get through it. So anyway, yeah, that's a dope series. J Cole's audio series is super dope. I'm waiting for the fall off. I'm a big J. Cole fan, man. I'm in the J. Cole series. Like this morning at the gym, Breakfast Club, put on 2014 Forest Hills Drive because that's what he's talking about right
Yeah,
now and how he came up with the concept. He bought his mom's house that he saw her lose. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like I forgot about that story. I was like, damn, that's crazy. I forgot about that. Like, and then I listened to it with new ears. You know, so it's
yeah.
dope, man. But yeah, that's what I'm on, man. So you got anything else to tell folks? Like, like moving forward, like in terms of the things that athletes should think about. You got Paulo out there, you got Trey Anderson's jerseys back there, you got
Yeah,
people,
we got Emmett, Paulo, Trey, Fonzo, Nas, got
Fonzo.
mine, Mikey, Vern D, Zach Banner. Got a couple guys
Yeah.
from the town that still owe me some jerseys. They're watching this. Abdul, I need IT. I need a couple different Mod's supposed to bring me his. So
Yeah.
they're lacking. I need to fill this.
Yeah.
I only have one spot left in here, and then we're redoing the lobby, and we're gonna have a wall of jerseys out there too.
That's
So
fire.
yeah,
That's fire. Yeah, appreciate you, photography. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, man, we just chat. If you got some questions, let us know, man. We're gonna just keep going live and really be in this space. And I just like creating like this, and just learning how to produce in real time. And
yep,
just like we talked about, growing and learning, and that's what we're doing in real time, man. And
yep.
also sharing some gems with people. So with that, be on the lookout for our new podcast dropping next year. I don't have a name for it yet. We don't even have a name for it yet, but I have some ideas. But we're looking forward to talking about more about this. We're looking forward to talking about this more, and just getting into pro athletes and having guests on here. We got a whole line of guests that we already have
Yep.
that I think people are gonna enjoy.
Yep.
Man, I'm excited for next year,
Oh
man.
yeah, it's going
2025 is
down.
about to be lit, bro.
Oh, it
Like,
really is.
and the whole goal of this too, I want people to understand the whole goal of this is to serve like, we're in real estate. It's Abode, Windermere Abode is my real estate company. You have cryotherapy, so that's gonna have a role in this as well. Um, and just the whole point is just getting people putting folks on game, putting athletes on game, entertainers, anybody really. But
Yep.
that's just what we're interested in. So
Yep.
anyway, man, I'm excited for 2025, bro. Like
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy.
it's gonna be fun. We got some good guests on here, some good stories, and
Yep.
man, I want to spill the beans, but I don't want to spill the beans
Just
yet.
just
I
tune
need y'all to
in.
come
Everyone
back.
just follow, tune in.
Yeah, just when it comes, just know you gonna know. Like
Yep.
just know. With that, man, that's it. That's all we got. Be ready for 2025, folks. Keep your ear out inside a boat on this one, and we're gonna see you on the new podcast moving forward. So with that, and also keep on Inside a Boat. We still gonna be dropping on Inside a Boat. Like there's gonna be more real estate focused stuff and community focused stuff. But just know we got some more coming. We got more content
Yep.
coming. So yeah, man. Have a good one, man.
All right.
All right. So there we go. I should have, and so like right there.